when you look at a typical business credit card application form, there is no way you can bypass the social security number box, right? They ask you right then and there. There's nothing you can do about it. And the thing is, even if you apply online for a business credit card, there is a section where they ask you to provide your social. There's nothing you can do about it. But in today's conversation, I want to explain to you how to get a business credit card with no social security number, okay? And it's really important. So let me give you the overview here. So you need to understand why a lot of credit card issuers, business credit card issuers for that matter, they're asking you for your social. They're asking you for your social because if your business is not strong enough from a financial point of view, the credit card issuer just wants to make sure that whatever open balance is on the card, there is somebody who has to pay for it, right? So that's why they're asking for some kind of a personal guarantee. And you need to understand is that if you want to apply for a business credit card with no social security number, you're actually talking to two different kinds of people. You have people who are trying to preserve their personal assets, so they don't want to have any type of personal guarantee when applying for a business credit card. But you also have another group, which are people who are in this country, but they don't have a social. So you are a business owner, you are an entrepreneur, you happen to be in the United States, and you just want to have apply for a business credit card without social. That's totally possible. But this show is not about those people who need an ITIN, because if you don't have a social, you can actually apply for something called an ITIN. So that's an individual tax identification number, whereby you can actually apply for a business credit card. Not a problem. But this show is not about those people. This show is about people who are citizens or residents of this country, have a social security number, but do not want to use it when applying for a business credit card. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. And so the big question is, can you even get a business credit card without a social security number? Yes, it is possible. It is possible to get a business credit card without a social security number. The only thing is that you have to do it at a branch. You cannot do it online. No, you cannot do it by actually filling out your credit card application, your paper, the paper form. No, because the paper form does have this section about social that they want you to fill. But so if you want to get this without a social, you need to go to a branch. So let me talk to you. Let me give you the approach that we advise you to follow here. See, what business credit cards can you get with only an EIN? So you do have a constellation of credit cards that you can get with only an EIN. So when we talk about EIN, we're speaking about employer identification number. So if you don't get your business credit card with a social, you are getting it with an EIN. Okay, so an EIN is kind of similar to your social. The only thing is that it is a metric, that it is actually a number, a 9-digit number that the IRS uses to track your tax payments and other things. Okay, so number one, you can actually get corporate business credit cards without your social security number. In other words, those cards are cards that allow you to take on liability through your business. So you may be able to get a corporate credit card without a personal guarantee. In other words, your business is only your business is liable for all the credit card debt. In some cases, corporate credit cards don't require a social security number, meaning you can get a business card with EIN only. Now, the only thing, and this is a big thing, corporate cards have a stricter application process. Okay. And in most cases, only certain types of businesses are eligible. So if you're listening to me right now, you have a sole proprietorship, you may not qualify. You got to be like an LLC, a C corporation, an S corporation, or an LP. You got to be registered in the United States. So they don't want you to be registered overseas and trying to really get a corporate credit card here. Okay. And so bottom line here is that if you are a sole proprietor, you are listening to me right now, you're not going to qualify. Now, you may have to work a little harder if you have a strong cash balance, but you're not going to qualify right off the bat. Okay. So by the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. What are we having a convo about? I'm explaining to you how to get a business credit card with no social security number. Okay. And so if you are trying to get a corporate business credit card, you need to have a business that operates as a separate legal entity. You need to have a good business credit score with bureaus such as Dun & Bradstreet or Experian Business or even Equifax Business. You need to meet the business credit card issuer's required revenue threshold. You need to meet other requirements the card issuer may have. Okay, so those are really important elements. So when we talk about corporate business credit cards, for example, one example is the Brex credit card. Another one is the DV credit card. Another one is the Ramp credit card. Okay, so you do have a constellation of credit cards there. You also need to think about corporate store credit cards. So corporate store credit cards also are really good. So you have the Walmart business credit card. I mean, there's no business credit card anymore from Walmart, but you have Costco business, right? So you have you have Target. So you have those big box stores do actually issue store credit cards to businesses. And this is really good. So if you can consider a corporate store credit card at a store that your business or your employees frequent regularly. And some corporate store credit cards do not come with a personal liability requirements, making them excellent EIN credit cards. Corporate store credit cards tend to offer specific perks like discounts on purchases, cashback options, and points and rewards. So this is really important. I mean, it has to be a win-win situation for you though. Like you have to actually love shopping at that specific chain, and or like if you buy every now and then office supplies at that store, or you buy other stuff for your business there, this could be a great opportunity. Okay, and you also have corporate gas cards. So corporate gas cards also, you can get them without providing your social security number. Okay, and so those are usually also called fleet fuel cards. So this may allow your company to apply without a personal guarantee. So for example, you can get the Shell Small Business Card with your EIN if your business takes in $1 million in revenue every year and has at least 1 year of business history. Okay, just remember that a corporate gas card or fleet fuel card will only work for purchases across a brand of gas stations and stores. So the utility of those cards is really limited. Okay, and you also have secured business credit cards. For example, the one that Bank of America offers, or you also have you also have in some cases Capital One may give you a secure business credit card. So I mean, there are a number. So those cards are cool. Why? Because first of all, it is your own money, so you don't have to apply. So I mean, you have to apply, but the eligibility requirements are, I would say, a lot less stringent, and so you have a high chance to apply. On top of that, you're able to build business credit real quick. So here are the steps I want you to follow if you are trying to get the card you need. Okay, just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. What are we talking about? We are speaking about how to get a business credit card with no social security number. So first thing you need to really think about is you need to have an EIN. So if you want the credit card issuer to sort of base their decision only on something else without your social, you need to have an EIN. Okay, EIN stands for Employer Identification Number. You got to have the right legal structure. As I said before, you cannot be a sole proprietorship and actually try to have a business credit card without your social security number. Okay, you need to find a way to divorce your personal affairs from your business's affairs. So a legal structure, it can be an LLP, it can be a limited liability company, a limited liability partnership, it can be a limited partnership, it can be an S corporation, it can be a C corporation, it could be a lot of things, okay? And it can be, so yeah, you got to think about your financials. So your financials, we're speaking about a complete set of accounting reports you have that goes from balance sheet all the way to cash flow statements, all the way to a statement of owner's equity, all the way to a P&L. So income statements, very important. Don't forget to have a business plan. Those will help you actually consolidate, will help you buttress your business credit card application for an approval without a social security number. And you also want to talk about the sector trends. So what's happening in your industry? What's happening in the overall economy? Because credit card issuers pay attention to those macro trends, macroeconomic trends, in addition to micro economic trends. Okay, so those are really important. So if your sector is booming, if you happen to work, if your business happens to be in a sector that is booming, mention that during the application process. Okay, and so business credit card issuer also will want you to have bank references. You need to have solid bank references. In some cases, you need to have a business bank statements. And it's important to understand that some lenders, some credit card issuers, for that matter, will actually want you to connect your business bank account to their system, so they can evaluate your company's creditworthiness and financial liquidity trends in real time. And they also might ask you for a business credit score. So you do have here a constellation of factors that a business credit card issuer will actually assess before actually issuing a business credit card to you, without paying attention to your social security number. So the thing you need to understand is that you're asking the credit card issuer to shift their focus from your social security to your EIN. Here is a bonus for you. And so I've been talking a lot about EIN. What is really an EIN here? What are we talking about here? People talk about it sometimes. We hear the terms EIN number. This is kind of so wrong. You don't say EIN number, because EIN means employer identification number. So there's no need for a number at the end again. Okay. So what is EIN? Let's just go back to the origins here, so we have a clear idea of what we're talking about. So an EIN is basically a unique number that the IRS assigns to your business, and it's usually like a tax ID. Okay, and you can use it for your when filing your business tax returns. So if you have an LLC, for example, when you file your 1065, you actually have to put your EIN on it. If you have a C corporation, you put your EIN on your form 1120. If you have an S corporation, you put your EIN on your form 1120S. So you do have a couple of places where you can use an EIN. You can also use it for a lot of stuff. You can use it to open a bank account. You can use it to apply for business insurance policies, okay? And you can use it in contract also when it comes to a net 30 vendor application. So you do have, again, you have a variety of uses when it comes to your EIN. And this 9-digit number is used by different types of businesses, including sole proprietorships, corporations, small businesses, private employers, nonprofit organizations, and other business entities, okay? And so although your individual taxpayer identification number or social security number are also 9-digit numbers, they serve different purposes. An ITIN is used for tax purposes by people who cannot get a social security number, while a social security number is actually issued by the Social Security Administration, and it's used to track your personal wages. And SSNs are also used to identify and track social security benefits when you claim them. Okay, and so why do business credit cards typically require your SSN? Because again, the lender is really taking a big risk by lending you money, and they just want to make sure they can be paid back. So the only thing is, if your business has not demonstrated its creditworthiness yet, then the lender will only resort to your personal creditworthiness when making a decision about giving you by approving or rejecting your business credit card application. And so it's really important to understand that why would you want to get a business card only using your EIN and not your social? Like, what can actually prompt a business owner to actually just forego the whole thing about social and just focus on his or her EIN? Well, if you have poor or no personal credit, so if you don't have a strong personal credit, it might be harder to get approved for a business credit card using your social security number. If you want to avoid personal liability, by using an EIN for your business card, you're not using yourself as a personal guarantor, okay, or the balance through your social. So you cannot be held accountable if the business goes under. Or if you don't have a social, like if you're not a U.S. resident and you use an ITIN to request an EIN through the IRS, a business credit card using an EIN can help you open the doors to the benefits of the card. Okay, so you do have a lot of opportunities here. Now, one thing I want to say here is that there are other ways to help keep your business separate from your personal affairs. It's really important. So try first to maintain separate accounts for your business. That's really the number one. That's the foundational analysis here. That's the foundational procedure. You want to maintain separate accounts for your business so you are able to stay organized for tax purposes, and you are able to, this will actually prevent you from accidentally merging business expenses with your personal ones or vice versa. And so having a separate business credit card can also help you earn rewards on specific business expenses as well as your other spending categories. And some business credit cards offer perks geared specifically to businesses. So you have it there. It's important to understand that you do have access to a constellation of things. And one thing I want to say here is that you can actually like, if the main driver for getting a business credit card with an EIN is your desire to limit any impact on your personal credit, you can also consider applying for a traditional business credit card that doesn't report to the consumer credit bureaus. So you will need to list your social security number on your application, but cards that fall under this umbrella will now report your balances, your payments, or other information to Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion. Okay, so it's totally possible. And we have actually done some research here. In some cases, card issuers like Bank of America, Citi, PNC, US Bank, BBVA, and Wells Fargo do not typically report any of your business card activity to the credit bureaus, not even late payments or accounts in default. So these are things we really need to think about, okay? Before we close today's conversation, I want to go back to the initial question here. Should you even apply for a business credit card with your social security number? I mean, the thing is that it's not easy to get a business credit card with just your EIN. I mean, I've given you all the steps you need to follow, but if you can't get it through an EIN, should you apply with your social? The answer is yes, because you have a business to run. You have things to take care of. You have payroll to make. You have suppliers to pay. You have vendors to take care of. You have a business to run. So if you can't get the business card using your EIN, then use your social, okay? And this just means that you're going to have to work harder to beef up your company's financial situation. You're going to have to work harder to beef up your company's financial position, right? It's all about making sure that you're constantly beefing up your business credit score. You're constantly making sure that your payday score is going up. We want to have minimum 80. Okay. This is what we're aiming for. You want to make sure that you are constantly beefing up your business plan. So, and you are communicating your business plan to the credit card issuer. So the bottom line is, if you do everything right, if you do things properly, what will happen here ultimately is that you are painting the right image for your business, and overall you're able to get the credit card limits that you need, and you can get it on an EIN only basis. Okay. And you need to understand that it's really important to understand that you want to build a relationship with the credit card provider. Usually business credit cards are issued by banks or credit unions, which means those are institutions with brick and mortar branches. You have to go to a branch, sit with someone, and have a conversation. You want to explain things. You want the credit card provider to really understand your business in and out. See, you need to understand, if they understand your business, if they understand the particulars of your business, if they understand the trends in your industry, they understand what really drives your revenue, or what doesn't. If they understand the cyclicality and the seasonality of your business, they are willing, like the credit card provider, will be in a better position to assess the risk that your business poses to them as a credit card provider, and they will actually they might be able to accept your business credit card application with no social security number. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make here is that information is power. Information is power. So please make sure you communicate as much of that info, as much of your company's info, to the credit card provider, so they really have a clear understanding of your business and they can really approve you. This is really, really important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to get a business credit card with no social security number. So I give you an overview here. Okay, I give you the approach you need to follow. I give you the typology of business credit cards that will accept you with no social security number. So we have corporate business credit cards, we have corporate store credit cards, we have corporate gas cards, we have secure business credit cards also. I give you the steps you need to follow, the bonus. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.